Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. We are officially into April, which means it's time for me to do yet another update for my Pan That Palette challenge. I will go ahead and insert my progress from last month. And here's what my palette looks like after 4 months of use. So at this point, I have gotten pan on 7 of the shadows. White I've had pan on for 2 months now, and I'm pretty confident by the end of April, this will be gone completely. It is getting trickier to pick up enough product to lay on my eye when I first start my shadow progress. But the reality is I never really repress shadows inside eyeshadow palettes because they're just too difficult to do. So I'll just make it work. But this will probably definitely be gone by the next month. I still haven't really touched Opal, and that's because I've just been really working on these 3 colors as my dominant lid shades. I've been mostly using Cashmere, which is why you see such a bigger progress mark in Cashmere compared to the other 2. I kind of took it easy on Sand and Vanilla because, again, I was doing a little bit of experimentation. I didn't really use Smoky Topaz or Dusty Rose because I know that crease colors are going to be the most challenging for me. So I made the rule back in January that once I hit pan on a crease shade, I would cool it and try to hit pan on other ones and force myself to kind of use other ones and do more exploration, which is why I finally hit pan on Khaki. This became, believe it or not, despite it being pretty light, is a really nice crease shade for me, and I was using that a lot in conjunction with Cashmere. Those 2 together are really, really pretty, and so that's why I finally hit pan on Khaki. I'm actually really happy that I did that because the matte shadows are going to be really tricky for me to get pan on. They are really packed in here, and it doesn't take a lot of product to lay a nice color on your crease. So now that I have hit pan on Khaki, I'm going to cool it on Khaki and try to move on to other things. I have been using Wisteria. So you can see I'm making some progress right here in Wisteria. I did some experimentation. I've been trying to find a good lid color to use with Wisteria, but it hasn't really been effective using this palette, so I've actually started to pull in an outside source. I was looking through my lighter or shimmery based purple colors, and I don't have a lot, despite me really liking them, I don't have a lot that I use on a frequent basis, but I came across my Fleur de Force quad eyeshadow that she came out with, I don't know, a while ago that I bought, and I really like this light sort of champagne-y purple color mixed with Wisteria. I was wearing the combination a lot, so even though my plan isn't to pan this per se, it's to me a really great go-to to use with Wisteria, and it makes it really wearable, which is why I have such a big dent in Wisteria. Had it not been for that discovery of that shadow, I probably wouldn't have gotten this far. I would like to try some other combinations in here, but there's not a lot that I naturally can see that goes with Wisteria. I tried Vanilla, and it's just okay. They're very stark against one another. Opal has a weird shift to it that doesn't quite jive with Wisteria, so as much as I like Wisteria as a shade, I don't think it really has a lot of combinations that I can do within the palette. Additionally, with Wisteria, I also had been looking for a light metallic rosy type of pink color. Blush in here is a very true light pink, but it doesn't necessarily work excellent with my skin tone. I'm not popping it out or anything like that, but with Wisteria, they just don't work that well together. I just don't like the combination as much. So I was digging around again in my eyeshadow collection, and I came across the Kardashian Beauty Touch Tones. They don't make this anymore, but I have always really liked this particular palette, and I have been using this lighter rosy. See how it's just a bit different in regards to the blush in the Lorac palette, so it just works really nicely with the wisteria shade. So I've been doing a lot of like bringing in outside sources. I do want to come back a little bit and focus more on remaining in what's in the palette, but really whenever I do a wisteria look, I kind of don't find that there's a lid shade in here for me. I am happy to see, surprisingly, that these haven't been completely used up yet. I really was afraid when I hit pan on them so soon that they would get used up really quickly, but that has not proven to fully be the case. My goal over the next month is to keep working with wisteria because I do like it until I hit pan on it, kind of like as my comfort go-to look. But I do want to start working with brown and stone and sienna a bit more, you know, just bridging out a bit here. I also plan on, if I do get through white before the month is over, I plan on moving on to fawn as sort of my like lay all the product down on my lid originally. Once fawn is done, I will probably then have to bring in an outside source for my like cream type of shade. But all in all, I feel like I'm making steady progress. I think it's going to be a while. I would be surprised if we see any more pan in the next month than what we already have here, because again, I'm no longer using topaz, dusty rose, or khaki until I can hit pan and have more pan showing on a majority of these. I'm doing that just because I know that once I really force myself to play with a lot of these products and a lot of the shadows that I haven't yet touched or hit pan on, then I can start to figure out which ones I actually want to pan completely. And right now I haven't given enough of these a fair shot. So it's kind of where I'm at with this. If you have any recommendations or tips, let me know in the comments below. As always, I do appreciate the support you guys have given me for the Rock Mega Pro palette, and I'm still enjoying it, still having fun with it. But that is it for me, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.